I had a baby as a result of an affair, and now his wife is reaching out to me. This comes from Free River 3388. And they say, I, female 26, had an affair with a married man, male 42, a few years ago. I had no clue he was married when we first met and hooked up. I obviously looked him up on social media, and while he did have photos of his kids on there was absolutely no mention or photos of his wife at all. I found out that he was married about a month after we first got together, but he told me it was just marriage on paper. And they basically lived separate lives and agreed to remain married for practical purposes until the kids were older. They owned a business, which she really ran, and he was just financially involved in.
Okay.
Great cover, bro.
Oh, exposed?
Great cover.
Huh?
I knew at the time that I probably shouldn't believe him, but I convinced myself it's true. I was in my early 20s and so gosh darn attracted to him. I guess almost infatuated with him. He made me feel so good. Damn. These are thirsty stories.
Is this your theme, Riley?
Bro, are you just doing thirst traps with these stories?
My God.
I know now that I should have ended it immediately, but I didn't realize what I was getting myself into. I was addicted to all the attention he gave me, the great sex, the places he'd take me. I felt so special. I was so naive. I got pregnant about a year into seeing him. They were doing it raw.
Oh.
I had always been so careful with preventing pregnancy. Okay, maybe not. But during my relations with him, I took stupid risks. Okay, no, they were. Yep. I was so high in lust with this guy. It's embarrassing. The things he'd ask me to do, I'd say yes to almost anything. Even when I knew it was a bad idea. I was in love with him, or so I thought. I hadn't intentionally wanted to get pregnant. I would, of course, dream about being his wife and having a family, but I knew that wouldn't be a possibility while he had this arrangement with his actual wife. I didn't get pregnant on purpose with any intention of him leaving her for me, even if I wished that we could be a real normal couple. I was surprised by how excited I was to be pregnant with his baby.
Oh, man.
To have his seed growing inside me. She didn't say that. I wanted that baby once I found out I was pregnant. The thought of carrying this baby of the man I loved was so special to me, but I knew he probably wouldn't feel the same. Love is a drug, and she is addicted to the dick.
That's true.
Right?
She's addicted.
She's addicted. Jesse says as long as he had an arrangement with his actual wife, lol, what the fuck?
Called their
Great
marriage.
No, never let them hit raw. I told him I was pregnant, and he told me I couldn't keep the baby. I expected his reaction, but I was devastated, and it hurt me to my core that he didn't feel the same way I did. He offered to pay to make a whole weekend of it, something exciting, what the F, and to buy me something special if I'd just please get rid of the baby. He explained that he didn't want any more kids and that he couldn't openly be a father to another kid when he and his wife were still pretending to be happily married to the outside world. I agreed to do what he wanted, and we made plans for him to pick me up and find somewhere out of town to get it done. I was all packed the night he was going to pick me up, but I started to feel really scared and really unsafe about the whole thing. I took my bag and checked myself into a hotel to hide because I couldn't go with him. I texted him to say I promised to never contact him again and to never name him as a father or go after child support if he'd promised to leave me alone. Whoa, what do we think?
Wow.
What do we think?
Yikes.
Is OP's lover the a-hole?
Is OP's lover
the
A? Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Out a question of a doubt.
Yeah. And it feels like there's something in her gut that's like, Luz, what does raw hands mean? I think like it means Christians can only do hand jobs.
Fuck you.
That's not a Riley thing, to be clear. That's just like,
keep going. God.
That's like a Christian thing. God loves hand jobs.
Oh, goodness.
At first, he tried to sweet talk me into doing what he wanted. When I didn't cave, he said some very nasty things to me that I essentially better never contact him again or show up at his door. I have a 2-year-old now. At times, it's been difficult, but overall, we are thriving as best we can. So she's had the baby, is 2 years old. I have kept my word about naming him as the father or requesting child support. His wife, though,
oh, no,
contacted me on social media. Well, she's his ex-wife now. She wants to talk to me. She found out about me and told me that she divorced him 6 months ago. She wants her children to know their siblings and for my child to know his siblings. That's weird to me. I haven't responded back to her yet. I am unsure of how to approach this. How do I respond to this? I wonder if I'm being selfish by not exploring an option for my child to know his siblings, if she's being genuine about that. If I was married and my husband fathered a child outside of our marriage, I don't think I'd feel the same as she does. There are some relevant comments and a juicy update, but what do we think? How should OP respond to her affair partner's wife?
I mean, on one hand, you're kind of almost like, I left this all aside. You kind of, by telling her, you would kind of get mixed all into it. And OP, I feel like went through such a traumatic experience of like closing that off.
Yeah.
To reopen that and get like, just for her own sake, I could see her being like, I don't want to get re-involved with all this again.
And it also feels like maybe she's just doing this angle to get like definite facts about the relationship they had. Like it feels like maybe
she already knows, but
she already knows, but wants confirmation.
Yeah.
Suing for divorce and needs like, it needs confirmation there, so like, or needs proof.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she's even in it for the children. She could just be in it for the divorce stuff. Relevant comments. I didn't know he was married when we first got together. I acknowledge that I should have ended the relationship as soon as I found out he was married. I allowed myself to believe what he told me, which made it seem not so bad. Like this was some sort of agreement he and his wife had. Emotionally, I was already hooked. I'm not making excuses. I wouldn't say I was happy to bring a baby into the situation. There was a huge mix of emotions. I felt like I was in love with him. So there's a part of me that was excited at first. That feeling soon died, but I felt that I loved my baby still. I tried to do the best thing that I could, which was to remove myself from his life and his family's life. I just wanted to be able to keep my baby and love my baby. I did not get pregnant on purpose. I wasn't on birth control. I had been on birth control when I was slightly younger and had life-threatening health complications as a result.
Oh, wow.
He knew I wasn't on birth control. He loved unprotected sex. I was stupid and I agreed to do it. I would do almost anything he asked sexually. I tried to track my cycle and would tell him when it was probably not safe for him to do it. His wife isn't really what I'm afraid of. Whatever she'd want to say to me is probably deserved anyway, and more. So if you're not afraid of the wife talking, maybe I feel like it.
Yeah, if she's ready for it, it's like the dude deserves to be freaking
right.
Have his spot blown up. So blow it up.
And then comment 2, he found out about the pregnancy before I ghosted him. And upon finding out I was pregnant with his child, there was absolutely no real discussion about what we were going to do. We were going to do what he wanted to do, and he had it all planned out. That was the abortion. He threatened me by text and by phone calls and voicemails when I told him I was not going to go with him on this abortion vacation he had planned. I begged him to please not force me to do that, and he turned mean. I offered to never contact him again if he'd just let me go. After threatening me again about what he'd do if I didn't keep my word, he agreed. He has kept his side of the bargain and has never contacted me.
Man, dude, this guy deserves to go down. It's probably hard because also, do we know how young OP is and was?
I think she was 25.
25. So I could see it.
26.
26. I could see it being very scary for her, and like he was in a position of power and all these things, but like ultimately being able to like take him down like legally, like would be
and also I mean
awesome,
like the wife can help with that, the wife.
That is a good point.
Yeah,
that is a great point.
But there is one more comment I'm going to read before we go into the update.
Let's do it.
So I've been assuming that she found out about me on her own, maybe saw something on his phone or computer, and is probably known for a while before reaching out to me, if it's actually her. I get what some people are saying about siblings and such, but that man is not my child's dad. He's the dad of his older kids, but he's not the dad of my kid.
Yep.
I'm still young, and I hope to have more children one day, and those children would be my son's siblings. I hope to find a man who loves me and my son, and with whom I can have a legitimate relationship. I haven't been with another man since I ended things with this guy. I actually just went on 2 dates for the first time very recently. I'm not desperate to find a man right now, but I hope to find real love one day. Those people are not my son's family. He's 2, and they're old enough to drive. So I don't think they're missing out on any sort of relationship right now. I understand wanting to know your biological family, and I feel he can decide that later when he's old enough to have that one day. Depending on where we are in our lives at that time, he might not feel a need to know those people. I don't plan to lie to my son about his conception, but I don't think we need to involve ourselves with the man's ex-wife and teenage children at this time. So what do you think? What do you think? There is a big update, big, fat, juicy, thick, fat, juicy juice update, girthy to the max, but What do you think? What do you think? Do you think OP is right in basically saying like, I don't want to talk to the wife? Put your answers in the chat. What do you think? Is OP right? Should OP talk to the wife or not? Talk or not? Let us know.
I forgot the like quote unquote original sin is like she did get with this dude while he was married.
Yes, but didn't know initially. Knew later.
Oh, didn't know initially, but knew later. Yeah. So stayed in it once she knew, but man. I mean, again, she should talk with the wife, but I don't know if I
You think she should?
Like, she should, but I don't know if I can blame her for wanting to. I think she's afraid.
Yeah.
Like, I think she's afraid of what he will do if he finds out. And like,
or what the wife could say. She said she's not afraid, but I feel like she is. But there is a big, fat, juicy update.
Let's get into it.
I made a post 3 weeks ago, and things have only gotten stranger. I had an affair with a married man a few years ago. I regret it, and I will never do anything like that again. I knew it was wrong from the very beginning, but he captivated me. I was naive. I allowed myself to believe when he told me they were pretty much married on paper for the sake of the kids. I got pregnant, and while he tried to walk me into getting an abortion, I ultimately decided to keep the baby. I have a 2-year-old little boy now. I promised this man that I wouldn't expose our affair, and I wouldn't formally identify him as the father or request child support. I did that because he was becoming very nasty about the whole thing. And I felt like due to the mess that I had created and the way I felt by the end of it, a clean break with no involvement with him would be the best thing for everyone. I moved back to where my family is, hundreds of miles away from where he and his family live. About a month ago, his ex-wife reached out to me via social media claiming they had divorced for 6 months and that she wanted our children to be able to know each other. Now, their kids are teenagers, so I didn't really think they'd want anything to do with the toddler and the woman their father was having an affair with. It seemed odd to me. After posting here, I sort of decided that I wouldn't respond to her. I'd just ignore it. So I guess Reddit may have said, just ignore it. She just sent me the one message, so it wasn't like she was badgering me about talking to me. On Friday night, though, I decided to message her. I don't really know why. I think it was just really for my sake, so I could have a chance to apologize to her. I told her that I would be more comfortable speaking with her face to face since I couldn't trust that it was really her. She said she understood. I was too nervous to meet her in person, but we did a video chat. I didn't know what to expect. If this was all a ploy just to unleash her fury on me or what, I mean, I deserve that. She wouldn't be wrong to feel that way. It was really her. She told me she discovered our affair when she found communications between the two of us after our relationship have ended. She told me I'm one of the many women he had affairs with over the years, and she knew about somebody even before he met me, but she didn't divorce him at that time. Finding out about that child was the final straw for her. It was the child. She endured so much, and it was the child.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh my God.
That makes sense.
Hamster girl Brittany, hell hath no fury, like a lover scorned.
My goodness.
But it seems like the wife is not being, not being too scornful.
Not taking it out on OP.
Yeah, not taking it out on OP. I told her I was sorry for my relationship with her husband and admitted that I knew he was married. She graciously told me that she forgives me and that while she harbored a lot of anger towards me initially, she ultimately blames her husband, which...
that is where
that is who you should blame.
Yes.
That is who you should blame.
Yes.
But like really good on the wife for being so understanding.
Very, very big of her.
Very big of her.
To do that, for
very
sure.
Mature. I'm not blameless, but she chooses not to hate me, essentially. She said she couldn't have said this 6 months ago or a year ago when she first found out about me, but she has moved past that. She still has anger towards him, in addition to many other emotions surrounding him. She started pouring out her heart to me about their 20-plus year marriage and life together, and it was very awkward because what do I even say? Her kids know about me and my son. She says they're very mad at my father. Somehow, I don't think they're mad about the fact that he's not involved with my son's life. And why would they be mad about that? I would hate me if I were them, which I think is understandable for the kids.
Especially like younger kids? Do we know their age? Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
I told her, with my son being so little right now, I don't feel comfortable with him meeting her kids or being involved with their family. I feel unsure about it, and it's not something I feel needs to happen right now. I mean, he's only 2. Then she told me her ex was in a bad accident 2 months ago. He's fine now, still not allowed to return to all his normal activities yet, but will be fine. He's probably the most physically active person I've met, I'm sure.
Damn.
Barely ever seems to sit down, so he must be terribly annoying to be around if he's not allowed to go all the time. She told me he wants to meet my son. Apparently, she moved back in with him temporarily when he first came home from the hospital. Dang, that sucks. Man gets in an accident. Jesse says sounds like karma. Facts. She said the accident really shook him up, and he's been expressing a lot of regret about my son not being involved, not providing for him. So now it's like everything she said, just a lie, and somehow got her to reach out to me on his behalf, and she actually did it. It felt almost like a relief talking to her initially, but then it's like, was any of that true, or were you just trying to be his messenger? I don't even know if that part is true. Why wouldn't he just come contact me himself? I'm just feeling uneasy about this whole thing, and there are some more relevant comments. But before we get into that, do we believe the conspiracy theory? Put our little conspiracy hats on.
Boom.
Basically, she's like, maybe just because he got into this accident, he's reaching out, like, or he's having the wife reach out because he got into that accident, and so he's not even like, she's not even really wanting to do it. I'm so tired, bro. Yeah. It is 1:42 a.m. right now.
Whoa.
Like, he wants to reach out to her, the wife doesn't, and he's just making the wife reach out. Like, OP thinks the wife doesn't even want to do this.
Right.
I don't know if I believe that, though.
Like he's able to guilt trip her because of the accident.
Yeah.
And everything. I feel like with the amount that she poured out and told OP and and all of the energy around that, I feel like no.
Yeah, I feel like she genuinely wants to talk to OP. There are some relevant comments that I'm going to read.
Yes.
So
let's get back to reality.
Relevant comments. I don't believe I have to involve his teenage children in my son's life. Maybe when my son is old enough to decide what he wants. He is not named on the birth certificate, and I do not receive child support from him. I have asked nothing of him except to let me move away and not try to force me to have an abortion. I basically had a promise to not contact him, not make him a father, not request child support. If he truly wants involvement with my son, he can reach out to me directly, and he can take the legal route to establish himself as our son's father. So he's like, if you want to establish a relationship with me, do it directly. Don't do it through your wife.
Yeah.
Comment 2. He did not legally serve his rights. He never established rights in the first place. He has no rights until he goes to court and establishes himself as the father. He is welcome to do that. Honestly, I wish my son did have a father who was involved in his life and loved him. Yes, this guy has faults, but he has plenty of positive qualities. He is really involved with his older children. I met him many times because they'd be at work with him, or he'd have to drop by the office in his way to take them somewhere. He was always doing things with them. They seem like good kids who really love their dad. I wish my son could have had that experience too. I didn't think it was an option based on how he behaved. When I was pregnant, he wasn't interested and wanted my baby to go away. That's what I did, and I accepted it. So she's like, initially I just accepted he didn't want to be there. Now she's like, oh, maybe he does. I'll let him in if he actually goes through it. Sakura Kuda says, Sam sounds dead now. It's fucking 2 a.m. What do you expect? I'm trying my darndest. One more comment before we go to some call-ins.
Let's do it.
Comment 3. He is not legally my son's father at this time. That means currently has no legal parental rights or responsibilities regarding my son. I cannot stop him from taking the legal steps to establish paternity if he wishes to do so. He will always be my son's biological father. I can't change that fact. Regardless of whether or not he ever legally established paternity, my son will likely be curious about his biological father, and who knows, maybe they will establish a relationship one day regardless of legal paternity. There is no way to say if I will meet a man who may want to adopt my son one day, thus becoming his legal father. It's something that I think would be nice, but nothing that I'm intent on doing. By choice, I've only been on 2 dates since my son was born, and that was only within the year 2024. Flex OP. I realize that it will not be as simple as signing a piece of paper. And that is the end of that story. So OP did decide to talk to the wife of her ex-lover, but she thought like maybe like the wife was maybe being like coerced by the husband to like talk to OP to try to get like some relationship with OP's son, which is also the husband's son. I don't know if that's true, but
yeah, I wouldn't say. I would think no.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Yeah,
I think OP is right. If he does want to establish a relationship, then he should go directly.
100%.
You know,
a trillion percent.
Yeah.
My wife's ex just died. He left a kid who isn't biologically either of ours. How do I talk to my wife about taking the kid in?
Yo, can we be like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie and adopt some children?
I guess so. Like, we'll be cool like that, babe.
Yeah.
Be
or like
cool,
maybe adopt like 2 more just to dilute the fact that, you know, you're adopting like 1 kid, just like adopt 3.
Interesting.
And then it's like, no, I didn't want to adopt my ex's kid. I just want to adopt kids in general.
What a philosophy.
Yeah. I think it's great. You know what also is a great philosophy?
What?
Let's read this story.
Let's
read this story.
What a segue, guys. So this comes from ThrowRA 374928, who says, so yeah, basically what it says on the tin. My wife, Kara, used to be married to a guy with which she had one kid. Oh, with which she had one kid. My stepdaughter, Charlotte, 9. I've always wanted to be a dad, but I'm unfortunately unable to have kids biologically, so I've been treating Charlotte like my own daughter and showering her with love. After Kara and her ex broke up, he had his son, Levi, 5, with another woman. Levi is not an affair baby. Kara's ex didn't even start seeing Levi's mom until a year after he and Kara got divorced. So OP's current wife, she did have a kid with her ex.
Yep.
That's a 9-year-old.
Then OP's ex-wife's husband, who is now also OP's ex-wife's ex-husband, had another kid with someone else.
Yes. After it wasn't an affair baby, it was all clean, all in the clear. Last week, Kara's ex passed away in a car wreck. From what I know, Levi's mom won't take him in. Wow, his own mother. And Kara has no close family who will take him in.
Wait, the ex won't take him in? Wait,
his own mother won't take him in because
wait, what?
Yeah. So Levi's mom won't take him in, verbatim for the story, because this is...
How does that make sense?
It doesn't. It's like, why would your mom not want to take you in? But she's not willing.
Does that make sense to you? Why would you not want to
just
put him
being
in?
insane? But yeah, that's what's happening is the mom, for literally God knows what reason, is not taking in her own child.
That's
Neither is
so fucked.
anyone else in the family.
That's so fucked. So OP is just like, I have to do it.
Yes. So Levi is currently staying in a foster home. And if no one steps up, Levi will become a ward of the state and enter our state's god-awful foster system permanently. The other thing is that Charlotte loves her little brother so much, and she's obviously devastated about her dad. This little 9-year-old girl is literally lost her dad and is about to like have her brother go into foster care. My God.
This is the worst.
Yeah.
This is the worst. No child should be left on the streets to eat out of the hands of old men.
Yes. Amen. Amen, brother. Oh, God. It's late. It's late. It's late, guys. So back to the story. I think that staying connected with her brother will help Charlotte through the grief, and that staying with his sister will help Levi. The thing is, Kara absolutely loathes her ex. The split up was pretty much on the worst of terms, and their divorce was the messiest I have ever heard of.
Damn.
She once told me that if it wasn't for Charlotte, she would have moved across the country and never thought about him again. I'm worried that she won't want to take in Levi because of his connection to her ex.
Bro, she hates her ex so much that the hate transcends to the child.
That's too much. I'm sorry. That's too
Are
much.
we getting this right? This feels wrong.
I feel like, yeah.
I mean, it is wrong, but it feels...
It's like, why?
I don't understand.
It's not like an affair baby.
It's not an affair, baby. They
You
had
know?
a kid together, and she just doesn't want to take him in because, like, it reminds.
We don't
her
know
of
yet.
the ex.
We don't know yet, but that's what
it sounds
looking like. That's what it's looking like.
Sounds like. Well, maybe the kid looks like him. She's like, oh fuck.
But still, like, that's the dumbest. Because again, her own daughter. This is her daughter's half brother, but like in reality,
I have an idea.
her actual brother.
All right, fly the kid to Los Angeles. Some of the best plastic surgeons in the world are here.
Oh my God.
Have the kid get plastic surgery on his face so he doesn't look like the dad anymore, and then she can adopt him.
Just adopt him.
Just adopt him.
Just adopt him.
Just adopt him.
Just.
Or that does not adopt him, but Patria B says he probably looks like his father. Yeah. Okay.
Oh boy. Okay, we're going back into the story. I don't know how to talk to Kara about potentially stepping up to take Levi in, or if she might be gravely insulted if I brought this up. I know that Levi's not technically mine or Kara's problems, but he's an innocent child and Charlotte's little brother, and I would feel guilty if I didn't even try to take him in. Edit. Since a lot of people have been asking, the reason that Levi's mom can't and won't take him in is because she lost custody a while ago and has no interest in fighting to get it back. I don't know why she lost custody.
Oh, so basically the dead husband had custody, and when he died, she's like, I don't want this fucking kid. I didn't even have him in the first place.
Wow.
You took him away from me in the messy divorce, and you can have him
She
all the way
lost-
to the grave. Bury the kid with your body.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. She's just like, you had him, you keep him.
Bro.
Have your ghost.
What is it with
Watch
these
him.
people?
They suck. Poor child, Jesse says. Amen.
Amen, brother.
Amen to that.
Fox112 says, well, dude, she is your wife. We're just random strangers on the internet, and this is a seriously large decision. I would recommend talking to her about it and seeing how she feels. Are you even able to take in this child? To which OP responds, well, I've never been in my wife's position, and I was thinking maybe someone with more experience could give me advice. I love my wife, but she can be a bit, let's say, volatile when it comes to anything involving her ex. And yes, we are able to take the kid in, well, financially at least. Comfortable Search 704 says, info needed. Did Kara have much contact with Levi prior to the accident? If she did, that might make it a little bit easier. But you also do need to go with that it's just Charlotte's brother. Just think how you will put this and start by admitting to her she may or may not like the idea, but there is the possibility that she's trying to figure out how to bring it up to you. So think of it as a way of making it easier to say what she wants. I think that you're going to do okay. OP responds, no, she purposely didn't form a relationship with him so she'd have less attachments to her ex. Wow.
Fuck, that's so crazy. Hate your ex so much that you fucking throw your child under the bus.
God
and he's
damn.
just buried in the dirt and the mud and the blood and the beer.
God. I actually saw the kid more often than my wife because I handle most of the childcare stuff with my stepdaughter, which included pickup and drop off from visits with her dad. Charlie Chuck says, I'm curious, what was your relationship like with your wife's ex? It seems like you and him had a better relationship than your wife and him. I'm not saying you guys were buddy-buddy. OP says he and I were cordial, but if I'm being frank, he was a massive douchebag. My wife and I would rock, paper, scissors sometimes to see who would have to deal with him. LOL. No Glove 1575 says, do you think your wife will be able to be a loving parent to Levi the same way that she is with Charlotte? Physically taking him in is only the beginning of the journey. OP says, knowing my wife, yes, I think she would. She might hate the idea or she may not, but I don't think she's physically capable of hating a little kid once she gets to know him. That's why she's avoided forming a relationship with her ex's kid. I think she didn't want to get too attached to someone adjacent to her ex, but that's just my speculation, of course. Final comment before the big, juicy update.
Big and juicy. Oh, I can do a Tibetan throat sing.
You can.
Big and juicy updates.
Nice.
Thanks.
Camelia Rivera says, what did the ex do for Kara to divorce him? Damn man, answer. Which, like, low-key true. Like, what happened? OP, the better question is, what didn't he do? A man is not allowed to sleep. He cheated, lied, gaslit her. They had screaming matches, and during the divorce, he tried to keep my stepdaughter away from her. He made things up about her in court to try and serve his end. The only thing he never did was hit her. Yikes. Yikes.
So he hit her?
He didn't. That was the
he didn't hit her.
only thing he did not do.
Oh, he didn't hit her.
Fuck.
Well,
Everything
it's good
else
that he
but.
didn't hit her.
Yeah, so it's bad. It's
What?
bad
Oh,
either way.
Okay, I thought it was like, oh, at least he didn't hit her.
No.
What's everything else?
The lying, cheating, stealing the child.
Oh yeah, that's probably
the
that's pretty
gaslighting.
bad.
Yeah, the screaming matches.
Oh yeah,
Things
screaming.
of this nature.
That's not good.
But guys, we have a final update, some relevant comments.
John, fucking read this story.
You got it, baby. Okay.
Sorry for everyone sleeping.
All right, so on to the update. After reading through as many comments as I could, I was even more nervous than ever about talking to my wife. I was also even more convinced that this was a conversation I needed to have sooner rather than later. I also tried to get more information on Levi's situation and why no one could take him from my wife. And according to Kara, Levi's mom immigrated from another country and doesn't have any family here. One of her ex's parents is in aged care and the other is unwilling for some reason. As for the rest of his extended family, I don't know, and neither does she. But she did say that he's no contact with most of his family, and he's been disowned by a fair number of the family.
The kid?
The ex-husband.
Oh, the ex.
The deceased ex.
Oh.
Someone may reach out in the future, but it seems unlikely, again, to help claim the kid. Last night, Charlotte was over at her friend's house for a sleepover, so Kara and I had dinner alone together. I started by bringing up how lonely I thought Charlotte was and how glad I was that she was feeling well enough to go over to her friend's house. Kara agreed, and I basically got straight to the point by saying that how I thought that she'd feel better if she could spend time with her brother, and asked if she might consider taking on Levi as a kinship foster.
What's a kinship foster?
Let us know in the comments. I'm guessing it means like, yeah, she's not related to him.
No, she's
But
a kinship is maybe just like not related or anything, you know?
Something like that. Sam just woke up my kid.
Yeah.
It might be a term or concept relating to foster care, suggesting nurturing and caring environments that emphasizes kindness and familial bonds.
Stella Davis
So
says
stuff
next
like
of family.
Oh, nice.
So it's like next in line.
Next in
kind
line.
of. I see.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. We're going to keep going and Sam will keep
This
dancing.
is giving me worm Sam vibes.
Yeah. Would you
Worms,
still
yeah.
love me if I was a worm?
Oh, God.
Yep.
Would you like me to worm all up in your ear?
Feed you
There
to
it
my
is.
bird.
Feed you to my bird.
Caw.
Give you that sweet word.
Oh,
That's
boy.
John, he's going to give you those words.
Oh, goodness gracious. Here we go.
Hit him with it, Johnny boy.
Kara looked thoughtful for a minute before tentatively agreeing to take in the kid. That's big. We're going to be taking steps to see about taking him in, and at the very least, setting up visits so the siblings can see each other. This is a huge weight off my shoulders, knowing that she doesn't resent a little kid for her relationship with his father, and that she was able to have a rational conversation regarding a topic related to her ex. The last time we had a conversation about him, I'd accidentally used a phrase that her ex used a lot during in their fights, and she got triggered by it. She ended up storming out and staying at a hotel for the night so she could calm down. She's a lovely woman. I know it might not seem like that from my post, but she really is. She had a really toxic and borderline abusive relationship, which almost resulted in her losing access to her daughter. So,
Damn.
I hope that y'all don't think of her as a monster, but as a loving wife and a mother with some trauma that she's trying her damnedest to work through, and with the support of her therapist and myself.
But don't we think of her as a monster, though? Like, even though, I mean, OP said not to, but I feel like we kind of do, right?
Well, she didn't want to see the kid because of the ties to the husband,
Which is fucked up.
which, because he was in a, I guess, not stable
So you
home,
think it's
but-
good to abandon children? That's what I'm hearing.
Yes, I think it's very, very, very good to abandon children. And she ultimately did pretty much on the first ask accept the kid in.
Well, yeah, I
To,
mean,
like,
that's
foster
good.
him
She
after
is
the
redeeming herself,
passed
which is
away.
like,
She didn't offer it up, so
she didn't offer it up.
You could
not
put that
good,
on her.
But she redeemed herself.
She
Good.
did.
So
she did.
overall, good.
I'm saying overall good.
I say overall good.
I'm saying overall
With
good.
a sprinkle of bad, but the good covered up the bad. It's like if you like accidentally dropped some oil on the street, but then rain came by and washed it away.
100% agree. All right, guys, are you ready? We have one last relevant comment in the story.
I'm so ready.
One last relevant comment. So this one comes from Cooler Than Unicorns. I'm so happy about this outcome. Your wife seems like a lovely woman. OP. I know, right? I'm so thrilled. My jaw hurts from smiling so much. Oh dear, it's Richardy says, I'm glad Reddit didn't talk you out of this. There were so many negative and pessimistic comments. I was worried that you were going to abandon the idea. Opie says, no one short of my wife herself would convince me not to. He's an innocent child who needs someone to love him. If anything, Reddit made me more determined to try. If I chickened out and never brought it up, everyone calling me a saint, completely undeserved, but that's beside the point, would be disappointed in me along with myself.
What a saga. We really
What
kind
a
of like
saga.
went all around, like around the world.
That's right. So, would you adopt the child?
Would I adopt the child?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I think this story turned out way better than it started.
Yes.
I'm really glad. I'm really glad for that reason.
It was a good ending. Good ending to a good story.
Yeah.
You
Baby
guys pounded
Godzilla, $5. Thank you. What
Thank
are
you.
your day jobs? Are you asking us?
Yeah, dude.
Because
Tell
We're
him.
looking at it.
Tell him what you.
we're looking at it. We do this full time.
No.
We went all in on
We
this.
went all
Actually,
in.
from the very first day.
Yeah.
Literally the first day.
For the first day, we kind of yeah.
Before we had any performance of it. Like
Yeah.
the first day of recording and
Wait,
having
wait.
nothing posted.
Tell them how you guys started this. I don't think anybody.
Yeah,
knows.
that's actually a good way
Yeah.
to close out.
Yeah,
this
yeah. We can
beautiful
tell.
stream.
Yeah, we can tell you guys how we started.
Let's do it. So me and Sam met from a mutual friend, which is also so crazy. Like if she had never introduced us,
None of this would be possible.
literally, you wouldn't be watching this right now, probably. But so we had a mutual friend introduce us, and we were both like in the podcast space, and we just started chatting like every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, and this was during the pandemic.
Yeah, this is actually literally right as the pandemic started.
Yeah, because
I
we were both
remember
doing podcast stuff.
I was a podcast producer for other businesses, but we started talking talking. Like literally
Yeah.
we put a recurring thing on the calendar every 2 weeks.
And we were just chatting because like we were both in the podcast space.
Yeah.
John was doing the business podcast stuff, and I had like a entrepreneurial podcast where I interviewed people. And we're like, we're doing kind of the same thing. We started
right.
talking, and then we fell madly in love.
Dude, just insatiably in love.
Insanely in love.
And Sam got this awesome opportunity from the show Finding Founders, by the way, which is still live.
It's still
runs to
live.
this
You look
day.
up Finding Founders, you can
Yeah.
see another side to me.
Yeah, it's technically under our little network.
Yeah,
family.
yeah. It is under our
is.
network.
Literally.
It's on OKOP network.
Very much
but yeah,
literally.
if you look up Finding Founders, you can see where I talk to nudists and stuff.
That's right. Yeah, that's where the nudist, all the
That's
nudist
where
stuff
the
came from,
nudist
if you were
stuff.
curious.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got a opportunity from them, and then they were like, "Oh, actually, this is a co-hosted position." And dude, he
Yeah, and I'm like, John, we've been talking for a while. I want to come on.
tapped in your boy, dude.
Yeah, and we started doing this show with Wondery called Secret Sauce.
Oof.
You can
Name dropping. This is the first time
I
we've
not name it?
ever publicly
have we not?
said that.
Okay, well, people can look at it LinkedIn.
Yeah, of course,
it's
of
out
course.
there.
I found it.
Yeah, and we did
That's
that
true.
for a while, and it was fun. But eventually, they canceled the show,
Yeah.
and we're like, "Fuck this! We can do this better."
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like brainstorming ideas, and eventually we're like, "Oh, what if we like read like Reddit stories? We've been seeing like people do it. Like we could probably do this better. We're funny a little bit." And then our first TikTok got like 500,000 views, and we're like, "Holy shit!"
Blew our minds.
Blew our minds. And so from that point on, we released like two TikToks a day
Yeah.
for like
daily,
last, like,
7 days a week
7 days a week
since that
day.
September
19.
Yeah.
19th, 2021 was the upload date.
Yeah.
Which we have to celebrate as an anniversary next time. We're like bad
yeah.
at we're
Yeah.
bad at celebrating, and we need to do that.
Yeah. Jem asked, Sam, did you interview the nudist nude? Yes, I did. There
Hell
is
yeah,
a
I did,
picture
dude.
out there of me doing that. 5,000 and John shaves his head.
Hamster girl, unfortunately not. That was unfortunately not going to happen.
Oh man,
Love
I
it,
think we
though.
could read one small story.
Yeah, do we
left.
want a little?
Yeah, we want
teeny-tiny
one.
OKOP show or something?
Yeah. We got something.
And then if we do, we only have a few minutes left. If by some miraculous godsend miracle we pass 5,000, it's going public.
It's going public.
That's what it is. Okay, so there you go. There you go,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
but
We'll close
that's-
out strong.
Oh man, yeah, the Raven. I get to start my day. I get one story. Yeah, we're looking for. We've read through all of our stories right now.
We've just blown
Phillips,
through
this was amazing.
all the ammunition.
Great job, guys. Yeah, I'm so glad that you've liked it because like this is, I think like the most fun is interacting with you guys.
Oh yeah, it's been kind of crazy because like we put out the videos and obviously we see your comments but being able to interact with all of the comments in real time, like it's great, like truly crazy.
Yeah, it really feels like a community, and also
Yes.
seeing you guys like talk in the chat with each other, and then find your like each other in the
Yeah.
comments of the videos.
Yes.
Is so cool because
Amazing.
like I don't know, I see you guys like exchanging information, and say like, oh, like that was like sleepless nights or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really really cool, and we're lucky to have such an awesome community that
So lucky.
has like I don't know, just supported us and supported each other.
I won't say the
Cosmic
username,
Tacos.
but don't tell X how much was spent. Don't worry.
Yeah.
See, we censored it that
We
time.
censored it.
it that time.
Sarah King says, "Daddy Jesse, thanks again for the membership. I appreciate it."
Oh, Jesse, by the way, I love that you're gifting the memberships. It's just I just love it.
Yeah.
It's just such a cool way to donate to the stream.
Yeah. G. Riley, do you got something for us? All right. Last story. It's a short one. This is the story to close it out. Thank you again for everyone who's been here. This has been awesome. All right. Today, I effed up by giving a meth head $9 to rake my yard.
Dang.
So this actually happened yesterday, and my roommate suggested I put it on Reddit. So this started at around 10 a.m. while I was walking outside my car to take my wife to work as we share a car. A guy walks up to me and starts saying, he'll rake my yard for some money. I told him no, because we have someone that does that. I also said no because he was clearly tweaking on meth, and I didn't want him in my yard. Well, he wasn't taking no for an answer, and he just started doing it anyway. I kept telling him not to do it, but I was in a rush as my wife was already running late, so I just handed him the cash for my center console and said, try to be done quick. I was kind of hoping he'd just take my money and leave before I got back because I didn't want to have to deal with him. Well, when I came back from dropping her off, he's still there, and now he has a lawnmower. I'm just telling him to hurry up, but he's rambling nonsense at 1,000 words a minute and picking individual grass blades out. So
Legend.
I decided to just go inside and make breakfast when not even 5 minutes later, later, he's banging on my front door. I'm not an idiot, so I didn't answer because I'm not sure if he would try to come inside. And instead, I called my uncle, and he came over and basically told the guy to leave in 30 minutes or he's calling the cops. The guy freaked out and then proceeded to start calling my uncle Joe Biden and screaming, "I can't believe a black man like me is cutting grass for the president." He then starts up his mower and starts cutting the grass after we told him to just leave. At this point, I'm starting to consider bringing my gun to be more convincing. But I had a feeling he was from a meth house that's like 5 houses down, and didn't want to bring more trouble. In the end, it took him like 4 hours and he kept begging for more money. I guess the meth has long since worn off at this point because he looked like he was about to die on my sidewalk. So I gave him a water bottle and told him the person across the street probably needs their yard done. Smart. It's an abandoned house. I went to Walmart several hours later and saw him taking the sidewalk in front of the abandoned house. This is kind of the short version. I did end up giving him another 5, but I told him from the start, I don't really carry cash, which is true. Also, if you're wondering why we didn't just call the cops, I kind of live hood adjacent, and that's really frowned on here.
What a hilarious closer.
Hilarious
closer.
Bro
understood the assignment, though. Like, he was literally tweezing.
Yeah, dude.
All the, like,
for the president. You got to make sure the presidential grass is great.
He did, bro, Mega My Own says meth heads are awesome. Let's go.
Hey, they know how to work.
Dude, they're out here. Shout out to
tweaking
them.
and working.
Shout out to them.
But shall we go into a call-in?
Let's do it, baby.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
I know you see somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful.
All right.
Live life, breathe air. Somehow I know I'm going to get there and be so wonderful.
Let's go. Here we go.
All right.
You ready?
Call. We're doing a caller, live calling.
That's right.
Here we go.
Let's go. It's all for real. I'm telling you just how I feel.
Hello.
This call is now being recorded.
Who are we talking with?
This is Cosmic Tacos.
Oh, Cosmic Tacos!
Oh, how you doing?
How you doing?
I'm great. How are y'all?
So tired.
So
but
tired and
glad
amazing.
to be talking to you.
Yes.
Can you tell us your one sentence
Okay.
descriptor?
My parents kicked me out for having sex when I was 17 and ruined my chances of going to an Ivy League university.
Whoa.
Oh my God, there's so much to unpack there. Can you talk about how you were caught to start, and then going for there?
I quite genuinely don't think I was actually caught. Like, I think being 17, like, you're dumb, you don't know, your parents don't know things. And so, like, my mom was like, I know you've been having sex. And I was like, no, I didn't. She was like, I know you did.
Were you?
A slur. I totally was. Like, I don't have sex once, though. It was, like, the first time.
And this was a boyfriend,
and they were, like,
right?
super religious. It was my boyfriend. It was, like, my first boyfriend, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were really angry, and they, like, kicked me out, and I had to, like, go. The only place I had to go was to his house.
Wait, but they,
and I drove,
they didn't
like,
have
my
any
car.
proof.
They didn't have any proof. It didn't matter.
Did they just press you until they got a confession?
Yeah, wait, they
Is that what
got
happened?
a confession from you? How?
Oh, yeah, because I was, like,
Right.
I was such a good kid. Like,
got a
in
confession.
They
general,
were
I was a
calling
really
the
good
bluff.
kid.
Yeah, dude. You
And
should
I
have just
felt
been like,
guilty.
show me the used condom. And then I'll
I was like,
confess.
Where is it?
My
Yeah.
mom, I'm pretty sure my mom told me she could tell by looking at me, and I believed her because,
Damn, bro.
naive.
She's got that
stuff.
mom stare. So
Yeah.
they said, okay, we know that you've been having sex, and they kicked you out of the house? What did they say?
They kicked me out of the house. They told me that if I wasn't going to abide by the rules, so they wanted me to break up with my boyfriend. And I was in love,
Yeah.
17-year-old puppy love, whatever.
course.
And so I didn't want to, and so I, like, snuck around and kept seeing him, and then that's when they kicked me out for, like,
Oh,
good.
wow.
They told me to get out of their house.
Wow. Then where did you go? And how does this Ivy League thing come into play?
Okay. When they kicked me out, like, I went to his house, and, like, that's a whole other long story. Like, they called the cops on me and stuff.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but at the time, I had applied to several Ivy League schools. I had gone to interviews for 2 of them.
Yeah.
And I, like, had gone through all the interview process for one of them. The other one, when they kicked me out, I had, like, another interview I needed to do. And I never got to go to that interview because my mom wouldn't let me change my address because I was a minor, they needed like permission from my parent to prove that I was actually moving. But I did get accepted to one of those universities, and they hid my acceptance letter from me until after the day that it was due.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So what did you do?
And I never graduated high school because they kicked me out on top of that.
What?
Wow.
That fucking sucks.
It did.
Can we ask you what
really
the school
did.
was?
It was Princeton.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. I had applied to Harvard and Princeton and like some other like top 5 schools. And like Harvard was my number 1, but I got into Princeton.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Did you like try to, what did you do after you found out?
I was like really sad. Like it was way too late for me to do anything. And by then, like, because I didn't find out until like I don't even remember. It was like well after I was done with, or like the school year would have been over. By then, like I also hadn't graduated, so it didn't matter because I needed a diploma. And so I didn't really do anything. And I didn't get my GED for like 10 years because I was like so defeated by it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
That sucks. Holy shit. So what is your relationship now like with your parents?
Really contentious, I guess.
Yeah.
You could say.
Do you even talk to them, or did you talk to them?
I do. I mean, I still talk to my mom. I'm actually her like medical power of attorney now.
Chat says, I hope you go like no contact with him. Did you go no contact after that point?
I didn't. I still, like I said, like my mom has like a pretty serious illness that she's had for a really long time. And so she lives like in an assisted living, and I'm in charge of all of her like medical decisions now.
Have they gotten better with age?
So like my stepdad is really nice now. Like he apologized to me years ago. He was like, I'm so sorry. I could have handled things better. My mom like just denies anything ever happened. Like she brought it up a few days ago even. And I was like, yeah, no, you kicked me out for having sex. And she was like, that didn't happen.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wow. Well, fuck, dude. That sucks. But like, at least they've gotten a little better and are remorseful. And also now, like, you have the ability to fuck up their lives if you want.
Exactly. See,
you have the power.
I'm just proud of you for your resilience and your strength and pushing through and like, having the grace to, help your mom now. And I don't know. You're a very big person for doing this, and I hope you're proud of yourself because you deserve to be.
You should be overcoming all of that.
That is very nice of you to say.
Of course. You deserve it. My God. You so deserve it.
I will give you, on a positive note, I'm in university now. Like, I'm working on getting a degree.
No way. Congrats.
And I will graduate like next spring. So everything is fine for me now.
Congrats.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Yes, that's fantastic.
What are you studying?
Applied mathematics, actually.
Sheesh. So you're smart.
We already knew.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You're smart.
Oh
wow.
my
That's
gosh.
so exciting.
What do you want to do? Like what do you want to do with that?
I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know.
Bro, applied mathematics.
I mean, you could do a lot. My understanding
quant.
is that I could do pretty much anything. Not pretty much anything, but like there's a lot of fields I can go into.
Yeah.
Thousands.
You can do
anything
finance,
that requires like
you can
problem
do, like,
solving.
Physics. You become a professor.
Go get that bag.
Yeah.
Go get that bag, girl. You deserve it.
That's the plan.
Goodness. Wow. Sleepless Night says a happy ending.
Let's
go.
That is right.
Yeah, that's what we like to
ending.
see. That's what we like to see. And Mega My Own says Cosmic Taco, I help my parents, me, to a fucking home with your asses. Yeah, dude. You're a Cosmic Taco.
I mean, to be fair, she is in a home right now. Like,
well, honestly, that's good.
Low-key good.
Like
she also lives
I'm
several.
sorry.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't even live in the same state.
Yeah, you're
Good.
Yeah, and you're also like a home is helping, because the other option is like on the street.
Exactly.
That is
I
true.
could let her go to the state.
Oh my goodness,
man.
Well, thank you for calling
Cosmic
in Cosmic Taco and telling your story. And I'm glad it has a happy ending because you deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. I love your show so much.
Absolutely. Do this for us. You call back once you graduate, and we're going to have you back on the show.
Hell yeah, I can
to
do
celebrate.
that.
Huge.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Thanks, Cosmic
Thank
Taco.
you, Cosmic Tacos.
Happy birthday, Sleepless Night.
There we
Happy
go.
birthday, Sleepless Nights.
Let's go. See you later. Good chatting with you.
Bye.
Bye. You guys ready for another one?
Another call in?
Yeah, another call in.
Yeah, let's do
Why
it.
not?
Why not?
These
All right.
call-ins have been so great, by the way, y'all. So fun.
Yeah, we love
the
call-ins.
most. This is the most fun batch of call-ins
This one's
Yeah,
pretty
it's been great.
chaotic.
of all time.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Like the last ones weren't chaotic?
They're all chaotic.
Beautiful.
This call is now
Hello?
being recorded.
Hello.
Hey, it's
this
John and
is-
Sam.
Yeah, from OKOP Show. How
What's
are
up?
you?
Hey,
Who are we talking with?
Tiny Cactus.
Tiny
Tiny
Cactus.
Cactus, what's up?
What's your one-sentence descriptor of your story?
I showed a friend a photo that I accidentally took of his girlfriend cheating on him and blew up our whole friend group.
Ooh,
Oh my goodness. The nuclear photo.
truly.
The nuclear photo. I don't. People always say I say that word wrong.
Truly was an accident, and no one believes me because it was just so stupid, and I don't even know how to explain it. Like, we were
Cool.
just playing
Baby
with the flash
Godzilla
on the
says-
camera.
Accidentally, but let's. All right.
Give us your
yeah.
60-second
Yeah, give
story,
us-
and we'll give you the verdict. Gosh darn it.
Yeah, we'll see if you're the a-hole or not.
Okay. Well, we were all just like playing around with my new camera flash and just passing around the camera, and like people were like lighting farts on fire and shit. Like, we were just doing stupid stuff.
Are you from Florida?
And Texas.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm from Florida, so that's why I asked. Continue.
We turned off all the lights at one point, and it's completely pitch black in there, and we have all the doors open in the bedrooms, so like everyone's just kind of running around and doing stupid shit, and the flash was going off, and we kind of scrolled through them later, but we were kind of, inebriated, and we didn't
Yeah.
really like look at them. And one of the pictures in the background, and this was like a high definition camera,
Oof.
like you could see
Caught in 4K.
so clearly every
Yeah.
pixel, and it was his girlfriend and our other friend laying in bed together under the sheets, like in one of the bedrooms.
Wait.
And it
How
was
did
like,
no one notice?
Also, what
because
else
it was
happening
like
in
way
this room?
in the background. And
How
like,
are they in the
photos were,
background? Like,
such a
describe the
high
picture.
resolution.
Describe where you are right now.
Like, we had it's like a big living room setting. It was like
Okay.
4 bedrooms, and they're all off the living room. And so all the doors were open in all the bedrooms, and everyone was just running around in the dark being stupid.
Right.
And the flash was just like going off, and we were just
And were there
seeing like the
significant
strobe.
was the significant other there?
No.
Okay.
And I didn't know that was his girlfriend at the time.
Oh. And so you're going through these photos later, and then it's like, oh shit, like
Well,
we just caught them.
What happened was, like, a couple weeks later, I was going through them, and I was like, holy shit. Because, like, I looked at them on the computer, and I saw the whole thing and was like, I don't know if I should keep this to myself. And so I had met up with a friend for lunch, and I kind of said it in passing. And she was like, you have to tell him. And I was like, dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I can tell him, because I'm really bad with, like, confrontation. And I know that girl is like, she wants to fight people.
Oh God.
And I'm not a
Yikes.
fighter. And so my friend told that girl, and
Told that
she,
girl that like I'm gonna tell your boyfriend.
Yeah, she was like, if you don't tell him,
One
I'm
of the
going to tell
classic
him.
cheating ultimatums. We love it. We love it.
And she was like, well, you don't have any proof. And she was like, yes, I do. I have a photo. And like, she freaking told on me.
Like, you gave me.
Yeah,
I got
Tiny
the photo from you,
Cactus.
from Tiny
Yeah,
Cactus.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh.
And so I was like trying to explain it, and then like she like dented my car.
Ah!
I can't prove it was her, but like the hood was like dented, and it was parked in my driveway.
Oh my god.
I kind of want to see this photo now. Do you have it?
It's on my old hard drive that like the
Yeah,
computer
no, it's
fried.
too hard
but
to get. Too
Yeah.
hard to get. But dang,
I
oh my,
might be able to look on Facebook in our old messages because I did send it to my friend through Facebook.
okay.
But
Well, we would.
I'll post it to the subreddit if I find it.
There we go.
Okay,
Thank
yeah.
you. We
Post
appreciate
it to
that.
the subreddit. That would be awesome, Tiny Cactus.
Yeah,
So far,
it was awkward.
so far, you are not the a-hole at
No,
all. You
no.
just caught someone
I
in
feel
4K.
so bad though. I feel
You did
awful
nothing wrong.
about
You did
It was a
nothing
this.
complete
wrong.
accident.
Yeah,
you
it was-
didn't even know.
Yeah, but even if it was on purpose, because we read a story earlier about like how like one of the OPs was in like a bar and saw her sister's boyfriend, like,
Yeah.
or a husband or
With
fiance,
another woman.
with another woman, and then took a video and sent it to her
For-
and said
for
like,
proof.
"Hey, just want to tell you like this is happening right now."
That's like being like, you're the asshole for taking a picture
Yeah.
of a tree.
Yeah.
You're
You just
you're
took a
not-
picture
Yeah, you
of
just took a
random
picture.
stuff.
I don't know. He thanked me later because he's married now.
Wait,
to
what?
someone else.
Okay.
Oh, so that exposed the lies, and then they broke up, and now he's like in a happy relationship.
Mm-hmm. So she
Wow.
denied it for years and like badmouthed me to like all of our friends. Like I lost so many friends because of this. And then she admitted that she did later, like 10 years later. And I'm like, okay, so you made me lose like half of my friend group because you didn't want to admit that you cheated. Like,
Did any of the friend group be like, "Hey, we're sorry" when it came out?
no, no.
Oh, yeah. 10
Honestly,
years is so long.
Yeah, but honestly,
I don't
like,
think any people know though. I mean, I didn't really like
yeah,
post it like, hey, she
Right.
admitted it. Like, it was
Right.
like so long at that
Yeah.
point, but it was just like,
but I feel like
It
if your
sucks.
friend group is willing to just like ditch you like this random point, like with like basically no proof, I feel like those were not good friends to begin with.
Also, let me make sure I'm getting this
Yeah.
correct. They were ditching you because she was like, "Hey, she exposed my cheating. Guys, let's get rid of her." That's what it was, right?
she actually twisted it and said that I told her boyfriend that she was cheating on him because I had a crush on the guy she was in bed with.
But you had the photo. Show them the photo.
Exactly. But guess what? I was the only person in the whole group that knew Photoshop, and they thought I was as good as
They
Photoshop
thought
to
you
do that.
photoshopped it. That
Oh.
is so whack.
Well,
Wait,
she
what
was
year did
telling
this
people that I
happen?
did do that, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I wish I had those skills, man. Like, I can't do something that nice.
That
like,
is-
you would never be able to tell. And so it was just like, it was just so crazy. And
That is
I
so whack.
thought we were friends at one point, me and that girl, and then it was just like, she completely just went batshit
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean,
and
good on you for doing it because that was the right thing to do.
Yep.
And also good for the boyfriend because now he is living happily ever after. And also good for you because those friends honestly sounded like fair weather friends in the first place.
And now you're friends with the OK fam.
Yeah,
The greatest
which
friend
is
group
way
of all
fucking
time.
better. But Tiny
thank
Cactus, you are not the a-hole.
Nope.
To be clear, not the a-hole
The
times
angel.
a million.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for calling in and sharing your story.
oh, no problem. Thanks for sharing all the stories with us.
Of
too.
course.
Of course.
And if you find that picture, put it in our subreddit. We'd love to
Yes.
see it.
Oh, I definitely will be trying to find it because
Okay.
it was just like so scandalous and
So
it was like
juicy.
one of those things that it's like you don't really believe that you're seeing it at first,
Oh.
and I was just like, I don't know what to do with this information.
You put it in r/OKOP show.
That's
That's
right.
what you do.
That's right.
Thanks again for calling in.
You rock, Tiny Cactus.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
I don't have another call in.
Okay. Well, if
Wait.
you want to call in, text us at 440-508-6567.
Hit our line, baby.
Hit our line.
Yeah.
Well, so good night to all of you. If you love us, make sure to subscribe and like this video.
We love you
And see ya tomorrow.